Or another great question to ask, which I got to say, I was so happy when I don't think all states passed the law, but when New York passed the law that you had to, as an employer, post the salary range for the position.
Yes. Yes.
I was like, oh my God, that would have been such a game changer for me when I was younger. But, one first gen to any other first gens who are listening out there, a couple things that you should know about that, because if you don't kind of know the ins and outs, it could be a little bit of a head fake. So first of all, a lot of companies will they'll include whatever benefit
Yeah.
compensation
Yeah. Yeah.
that they are providing for the role, which is, your medical, your dental, all of those other fringes. They'll include that as part of the salary package. So it's like, you got to really make sure that when you're asking for salary, you are focusing on your base salary, because that's what you're paying your bills from.
Right.
It's like if you go in thinking that a job is going to pay $100,000 a year, and it's like, well, it's actually 75, but with the benefits included, it comes up to $100,000 package. Like, keep that in mind. Like, some companies are reflecting that in that range.
Yes.
So you still
Yes,
need
that's
to do
true.
your research and get the data, to your point, of what is average for said role in that market, in that discipline.
Yeah.
So experience though weighs into it too. So I personally, like, if it's a job that I have done for a long time, that's in my wheelhouse, that I have maybe done even like more senior work than maybe what the title implied, I'm absolutely going to ask for the
Yeah.
top end of the
Oh yeah.
range now, and I'm not going to
Oh
feel
yeah.
bad about it, right?
No.
Like, we can
Mm.
negotiate, but I'm going to come in asking at the top. And I'm surprised at how many employers look down on that. It's like, well, they have to also kind of come to the table too, right? And you have to be willing to back it up. Like, if you're going to ask for that end of the range, you have to come correct with, well, this is why. This is, my
Yes.
track record. This is my
Yes.
proven expertise. This is my accomplishments. So I think there's, a kind of almost like a kind of a hidden curriculum in itself when it comes to decoding some of these salary ranges, that if you're first gen may not be intuitive to you right away. But yeah, kind of doing the research, as you said, getting some data together, putting that against what you can actually bring to the table,
Yeah.
and understanding that, what are you going to need from a base salary? Yes, you need benefits. Benefits are very important, but you
Mm.
should be negotiating for what you are going to take home every 2 weeks.
Yes. Yes. Because if you don't, you're going to be so disappointed. Especially when that first check comes through, you're going to be so disappointed. So I like now when I see companies ask the question, what is your expected base salary? And then I see them ask later on, what is your expected salary with bonuses, with benefits, and things of that nature?
Yeah,
Right? And
yeah,
I would say too, when it comes to salary, I always try to encourage people, figure out the benefits. Benefits are important when we're talking about salary negotiation because you got to remember, you're still paying insurance. So take all that into account to make sure that you can take care of yourself and your family. And then, take into account, once again, what's my relationship with money? How am I going to use this money? And what's the purpose of this money? It's not just so I can get the bag, as we as we say sometimes. It's more so this money is going to be a tool that I can use. One, to help me enjoy my life. Two, to take care of my family. And I can use this money to invest and also help people.
sure.
Right. So it's important. Once you know your values and what you want to do, that's where salary comes in to big to me. So one of the things I consider when I'm looking at negotiating salary is how much do I want to give away? Right. So I'm considering those things. How much do I want to invest? How much do I need to take care of my family? Whether that's the mortgage, food, groceries, things of that nature, school. Right. So I'm thinking about those things, and then I'm going to think about the benefits as well. What benefits do I get that are going to help me? And how much am I paying out of pocket for these benefits? So all those things I think are important when you're talking about salary, especially from a first gen perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was thinking, there's also levels to this, right? And the data shows this. Women from working class backgrounds, double ding if you're a woman of color, like, can be perceived as pushy or being overly aggressive if they're
Yeah.
just asking for their worth in a salary negotiation.